But I also think that growing a young offensive line and letting them believe that you're going to trust in them and their ability to get it done for 3 yards on the ground on the goal line in the run game, I think that's an important part of the game too.
Our friend Jackie Slater joins us now. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. That introduction gave me a headache listening to you.
Hey, man. I mean, listen, let's get right to it here. I mean, how you feeling about this team here? I mean, you know, they're getting out to a good start. Whatever you think of Pro Football Focus, they got the Los Angeles Rams now as the second best team in the NFL. I know it's early, too early to make any kind of assessments. You and I know getting into October, that's kind of when you get a chance to see more of your football team. But what do you make of the first 8 quarters of the season with the Rams?
Well, they've been nothing shy. Spectacular. It's a line and a lot of ankles. One of their starting left guard was out for a while, and then their starting right guard was out for a while. Rob Havenstein, the right tackle, was nicked up, so they got a little bit nicked up. But these guys have managed to continue to compete, and I'm really proud of the way their offensive line is playing. Now, on the other side of the ball, I had a long phone call with Rosie Greer the other day. He's the longest living Ram player in history at this point in time, and he was a member of the Fearsome Foursome. And I asked him, I said, you know, I don't want to insult you, Rosie, or anything. I said, but this group of guys here now. I mean, I met Lamar Lundy and I obviously Rosie, and I played with Merlin Olsen. And, you know, Roger Brown, I got to meet. That was the Fearsome Foursome was a dominant group of people. But when you take a look at what the Rams' young defensive front is doing now, I mean, I'm thinking the Fearsome Foursome 2.0. These guys are just Byron Young and Jared Verse and Fisk, Braden Fisk, and the conductor. Man, these guys are bringing heat. They ain't playing around. I wouldn't want to have to deal with them as a unit because they're impressive.
Wow, what a compliment you just gave them there. I mean, by the way, my uncle at one time started his career, Andy Robicelli, as a Los Angeles Ram.
I don't want to get the.
He started as a Ram there too, and then he went over to the New York Giants. But
they're
really,
they're still young, and I don't want to. But they're very impressive.
What do you make of Verse? I mean, I tell you what, the people in Philadelphia got a full handful of him. I mean, he is absolutely a great-looking pass rusher. I mean, are you impressed with him?
Oh, very impressed. I mean, the kid just flat brings it. And, you know, they're listed as linebackers, but, man, these guys are 260 pounds. That's the defensive end in my book all day long. you know, they have a very lot of versatility in their defense, the way they play it. They play these guys at linebacker. They'll bring in another big body, and then now he's a defensive end. And, you know, they do a good job of mixing things up and varying their fronts, putting these guys explosive. And one of the things that I noticed about their edge guys, Byron Young and Jerry Verse, they're not looking. These guys are looking to blow up tackles. They're not trying to ease around them. And I mean, they attack. If you notice, they are some of the most explosive pass rushers in pro football right now, and it's because they believe in taking that direct, straight line to the pass. They're not trying to fool you, man. They're going directly at the angle that gets them to the quarterback, and that's what I think is making them special.
All right. We're based in Philly, Jackie, and I got to ask you about the tush push. What do you make of that play? I mean, are you a fan of it? Do you not like it? What do you make of it?
I think the tush push is genius, and I think that those you know what? Over the years in the National Football League, there's been a ton of different things that come along that had people all in a quandary about, you know, it's unfair and how, you know, we got to legislate this out of the game. Well, the way you get special plays out of the game is you figure out a way to stop them. And so that's what I mean, the journey to figure out how to stop the play should be something that we all anxiously look forward to happening. It might not be for another 2 years, but don't legislate the play right out because these guys have figured out how to do something special and they're consistently using it to their advantage. Figure out how to stop it. Some of you smart defensive coordinators come up with that.
Hey, I love it, man. What's your take on Jalen Hurts as a quarterback? A lot of people have different opinions of him.
Well,
What do you make of him?
listen, any man that can squat 600 pounds and say he is a quarterback and be willing to take some of the shots I've seen him take, holding on to the ball at times, trying to get guys open, wait till guys get open, and then to do the tush push and then use that like 600 pounds of force that he has in the lower body, driving into the line of scrimmage. And then the other thing I saw just recently, somebody showed me online that they went to the line of scrimmage against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the big defensive tackle was
Chris
yelling.
Jones. Chris
Yeah,
Jones.
he was yelling. We held you guys to under 100 yards, and nobody said anything but the quarterback. And he immediately put the young man in his place by letting him know the truth of the matter is the fact, the cold hard fact that you must deal with, young man, is that we winning the game.
I love this, man. Jackie, you're awesome here. What do you make of the offensive side of the ball? Now you've added Devontae Adams. What dimension do you think that he's brought to the offense for Matthew Stafford and for Sean McVay?
Well, for Sean McVay, I mean, he's tickled to death. He's got another toy. You know, I think that Puka Nakua, and if we've noticed in the first two games alone, Puka Nakua has basically, done all of what Cooper Kupp did. That
Yeah.
down run in the last game, you know, Cooper Kupp ran that play all the time, but I don't quite remember him getting the 45-yard touchdown out of it. So, Puka Nakua is quietly, putting to rest all of the doubt that many Ram fans had about the decision to let Cooper Kupp go on to another team. Now, Devontae, he's a horse of a different color.
So you really think that Devontae Adams brings more diversity to that offense because he can be more of a deep threat than what Cooper can? Is that what
Uh,
you're getting to?
Well, I'm not saying that I think obviously, yeah, he could be a little bit more of a deep threat than Cooper, but I think he's just another great weapon that Sean McVay added to his arsenal that can run, the entire route tree, and you can use him opposite of a good possession type receiver like a Cooper Kupp or a Puka Nakua. So I think McVay's tickled to death to have those guys, on the field at the same time.
Couple last questions for you here, Jack. Do you think this team has the same skill set that kind of looks like the Super Bowl team of a couple years ago? Do you think this team could get to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game? Do they have the talent, in your opinion?
Well, I think so. I think they've started off a little bit slow and been nicked up a little bit in their offensive line. I think that's the biggest issue that I'm concerned about at this point. And then last week, I thought that there were a couple of times, where I think you could have grown those men a little bit more when it's 1st and 10 on the 3-yard line and you throw three straight passes. I think there's a place for getting a guy like Devontae the ball in his hands at critical times. But I also think that growing a young offensive line and letting them believe that you're going to trust in them and their ability to get it done for 3 yards on the ground on the goal line in the run game. I think that's an important part of the game too. So I think McVay is growing a young roster with a couple of unique veterans here and there, but he's growing a young roster, and so far they've been playing at a level that it's far and away above their age and experiences.
Okay, last question here for you. Great respect for you and how long you played the game and at the level that you played the game. In Philly, they got Lane Johnson. What your take on him and what kind of player you think he's been so far in the National Football League? And you watch him play. This guy is like he has some traits. Now again, it's right tackle, left tackle stuff, but boy, he's just a consistent guy, man. Your
Yes, it is.
takeaway on Lane.
Well, I'll tell you, I guess it's been about maybe 5, 6 years ago. Lane Johnson came out to Southern California and we spent about a week together. And I have a picture of me in my photo album. And I weighed at that particular time about 315 pounds. And I was standing next to Lane when they took this picture. and it looked like I was standing next to a giant. This guy, this guy, this guy was huge, and it was just amazing to see. I'm having to scurry about now because I got people coming to do some work here.
I'll get you out of here in a sec here. So
Okay.
Lane's a
Yeah.
big dude, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a big guy, and the thing about him is that he's a guy that has all the physical attributes, but if you look closely and you watch him play, he's a technically oriented guy. He wants to solve problems, with his skill set, with his technique, and that's the thing that's most impressive to me about him.
Absolutely. I love it. Hey, Jack, I appreciate your time. Have a great time with your family. You always find time for me, my friend. God
All
bless
right.
you, man. And by the way, Rosie Greer played with my uncle on that New York Giants defense back in the day when they had Cat Cabbage and them
Right.
guys, and they had all them dudes back there, Mozaleski. So
Right.
he played with them. And so I knew Rosie a long time ago, man. I'm so happy to hear. How's he doing? Is he doing well?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's 93 years old. He's the oldest living former Ram player. And the first thing he said to me, the first thing he asked me is what he said. Are you following Jesus? That's the first and the last thing that he asked me. So he's a really committed guy that way, and still in his right mind, and just an amazing guy to talk to.
I love it, man.
He really. Um, I'm 70 years old now, 71 years old, and when he began to talk about the Secretary of Defense, Deacon Jones, and the head slap that he did. He was almost sorry that he invented it and Deacon perfected it, because so many former players have been having these head trauma injuries, been associated, and he thinks that they started it. He thinks that they started it, and it just got worse and got out of control, and people are suffering because of it. But he has no apologies about the fact that they terrified offenses for years, more so than the Doomsday defense, more so than the Pittsburgh Steel Curtain, more so than the New York Sack Exchange. None of those guys were doing it like the Fearsome Foursome. And like you said earlier, to even think that the current Rams front four should be compared to them and considered, the Fearsome Foursome 2.0 is a major compliment to these young guys that are playing for the Rams right now.
Jackie, real quick, don't you think Rosie was the first 300-pound defensive tackle? Like, was it? I know Roger Brown.
Roger
God
Brown.
bless his soul, man. That dude could play some ball, and I'll tell you what. You talk about one of the most underrated players
And don't
in
forget Merlin
NFL
Olsen.
history.
Don't
Dude,
forget about
Merlin
Merlin
Olsen.
Olsen.
He was that's crazy that you played with him too one time here.
I
And
played my first year was his final season. His 15th season was my first season.
wasn't Rosie like one of the first big 300-pound defensive tackles?
Yes, he was. That can move now.
That
Don't
can
get him
move.
confused. Yeah, he'll be the first one to tell you that he wasn't slow. He was quick, he was fast, and he played with great leverage. And if you see Rosie the way he's built, he wasn't real broad and wide shouldered. He got broader as he went down, and then he got narrow, but he was very, very explosive. Very explosive.
Hey, Jackie, thank you so much, and God bless you and your family, man. You
All
always
right.
find time for me. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, well, take care.
You
Bye-bye.
got it.